Seeing Verizon shares rising 1.7% up, the company lifts annual forecast for adjusted profit and free cash flow.
It seems like that shit just does the same old, day in and day out, man. Day in, day out.
Minutes ago now to get the S&P manufacturing PMI flash and services composite. Manufacturing PMI forecast 54.4 prior 53.9 with a range of 55.5 to 53. Services PMI forecast 51.5 prior 51.2 with a range of 52.4 to 49.7, and composite forecast 52.2 prior 51.9.
Damn. My God, bro. Most horrible thing about the freaking ES, man, when trading this damn instrument, man. This thing will come all the way back down to your break even. And
Bank of America Global Research raises price target for AMD to $620 from $560.
Okay. All right, man. All right. Okay, okay.
I'm just going down to get the US manufacturing PMI and services PMI flash. Forecast for the manufacturing 54.4 prior 53.9. Services PMI flash forecast 51.5 prior 51.2. And composite PMI flash forecast 52.2 prior 51.9.
And we got about 2 more minutes until the orb forms again on the ES. But it's gonna be a very small orb.
One minute ago now, leader with the manufacturing PMI.
Good morning, Investment Zoo.
10 seconds. $53.8, $53.8, lower than the forecast of $54.4. Services $53.6, $53.6, higher than the forecast of $51.5. Composite $53.6, $53.6, higher than the forecast of $52.2. So from the report then says US business activity growth accelerated at the start of third quarter, according to provisional PMI survey data, reaching an 8-month high and prompting firms to add staff for the first time in 3 months. Business confidence in the year ahead outlook also rose to an 8-month high. However, this improvement was confined to services, while manufacturing growth slowed sharply, and supply delays meanwhile worsened to the greatest extent in nearly 4 years amid the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Price pressures also intensified, with input cost inflation reaching a 14-month high and selling price inflation close to a 4-year peak. Nasdaq 100 extending decline to 0.5% now.
Ah, shit. It looks like the market's gonna have a hard time getting above this freaking high, man. Doesn't mean that it won't get above the high. It looks like it's just gonna have a hard time doing so. At least we got that first initial target filled. All right, let's see if we can get a full rotation back and retest those overnight session highs. Or if the market may try to reject here at like 58.60. Let's see.
Minutes ago now until we get the US new home sales units. Forecast for US new home sales units 0.607 million, prior 0.580 million. US new home sales change month to month forecast 4.8%, prior minus 7.3%.
I guess that's my answer. Oh shit! Damn. Damn. Oh, dang. Hey, yo, what's up, Z? What's up? I'm going to accept the fact one day that the ES is not the. Oh, wow. 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 Wow, 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 wow. 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 I think I may I think I might have blown this account. Wow. Uh, Bro, I'm a saver, bro. I'm a saver. You said that we're on Maze, PA now. I'm a saver. Damn, you know, that's crazy, man. Man, that's crazy. 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 Man, I don't know, man. I don't know what.
Home sales
I
units
don't know.
forecast
I don't know.
0.607 million, prior 0.580 million. US new home sales change month to month forecast 4.8%, prior minus 7.3%. Just keeping on Nasdaq 100 declining 1%. So yeah, Nasdaq 100 extending drop to 1% now.
That's kind of insane, honestly. You know, I got a saver gain weight.
According to Al Jazeera breaking on their X, they say that commander of Central Brigade in Israeli army says that they will launch that they are launching a large-scale operation in the West Bank and will take all necessary measures to stop escalation and restore calm.
You know, I'm looking at the structure right now in the ES, and I'm surprised this thing is even coming down like this, honestly. I'm really surprised it's even coming down. I mean, the overall structure is bearish, but we're making higher lows. So as obviously the bulls are trying to buy this thing back up, but it feels so bearish. What's up with that?
1 minute ago now. I'll lead with the US new home sales units.
But yeah, yeah, probably I should be short, huh? The book is so red right now. It's obvious that the bearish, the selling pressure is in. Yeah, over the weekend, I'm going to readjust my TP strategy, my ATM strategy, because I think 13 points could be too much. I mean, I can catch these bounces, but then it'll get to my target and then it'll turn right around. Like, what the hell's up with that? So it might just be too much for like a
10
bounce.
seconds.
Damn.
0.628 million, 0.628 million, high in the forecast of 0.607 million. US new home sales change month to month 1.6%, 1.6%, lower than the forecast of 4.8%.
You see that BS right there? I got stopped out on some of my position. I guess ES wanted its man, that's kind of crazy. Man, ES like stopped out
Just
part of my
keeping an eye
position.
on
What's
the
up with
dollar
that,
here, just
ES?
seeing a bit of a decline.
The hell was up with that?
News to back up the move. It's a slow, small decline. Get no news headlines coming through at the moment. No reaction from WTI or the S&P 500. Again, more so on the Dixie overall. We have posted out the US new home sales July report on the feed for you to read through. Seeing prior revisions coming through now. The US new home sales units prior revised to 0.618 million from the original prior of 0.580 million. And US new home sales change prior revised to minus 4.3% from the original prior of minus 7.3%.
Yeah, it usually does that. I wonder if it's going to do it again. Y'all think it's going to do it again? I think it's going to come close to my target and there we go. There we go. It's going to come close to my target and reject. My God, man. I swear I don't have a big target. Come on, ES. You don't have to do these things. Damn. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, this shit. Oh, hell nah, dude. What? Ugh. You know what? ES, you're being a bitch right now, like for real. My God. This thing came all the way back just to stop me out? Man. Mm. Damn. The market is. Okay. All right. All right, man. I don't know. That target ain't good enough no more. That target ain't good enough no more. Not that target. I work harder. Nah, I'm long. Don't know how that happened, but nah, I'm long. I got long at the bottom. It
Oracle
missed.
shares reversing course to hit a 2-year low, last down 2.4%.
It missed my target by, so I think my target was sitting at 46.
No headline.
It rejects at
catalyst, 40
45
reversal in
because you know how
October.
to freaking oh my God. It rejects at 45. It comes back and it stops out my scale-in position. And now the ES owe me a little bit more money now. It just now hit that target. I just would have gotten it filled with that push higher. But it ain't good enough no more. That new. Wow. Okay, I was about to say, fill my damn target. God damn, dude. We are at VWAP, so I'm taking one off. Taking one off. We are at VWAP. VWAP is God to the ES. ES worships VWAP. It always returns to it, and it always bows down in prayer. It always does. You rarely see price just trade through it without it stopping. Rarely. My freaking God, dude. Let me trail this thing before it tries to be nasty here. Trail. Someone told me not to save her. Someone told me not to save her. I'm saving her, damn it. I'ma save her. I'ma save her. I'm going short now. I'm going short. I'm going short. But Mm. I mean, that shit could just drop down to 44 and bounce. We'll see what happens at like 44. We'll see what happens. Because that could just be a failed. I mean, if it doesn't break these highs now, it looks like it wants to break the highs because it's bouncing at VWAP a little bit.
So Axios reporter on X saying that Trump will meet Israel's PM Netanyahu at the White House on Tuesday. This is coming from Israel's PM office, again being cited by an Axios reporter on X. Like sometimes this thing looks like it's too far away sometimes. Mm. Mm. Damn it. Oh. Of course it stops me out and then freaking shorts, dude. Of course.
Of course, we get the short after the stop out. Of course, of course, of course. Of course, of course, of course. But I guess I am trying to trade the ES like she is the Nasdaq. I should have waited for that run on liquidity first, I guess. Damn. Damn, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. It's not fair. That's not fair. Damn it. It's not fair. Yeah. Yeah, you did, Investor Z. You did. You did. Because Alfred
NATO says Allied fighters shot down drone in Romanian airspace. Again, Allied fighters shot down drone in Romanian airspace according to NATO.
Because the ES just did me dirty, man. She did me super dirty just now. Super dirty. I could have been a part. Oh, shit. You know what? This thing could just keep going down. It's not like, man, this thing could keep going down, can it? Yeah, she did. Does Sherm have to slap a bitch? You just use your teeth. Yeah, Alfred, I got insured at about like 54. It pushes up just enough to stop me out. I think I got stopped out to the T. She stopped tick me, man. She stopped tick me, and that shit hurts. I don't know. She stopped me out to the T and drop and hit my target, man. Man.
According to Tasnim News, citing an interview with Aragchi, who runs for minister. Just a heads up here, Israel says Netanyahu to meet Trump in DC on Tuesday. Again, to go back to the Aragchi post, Tasnim post, Aragchi said to the men regarding consultations with foreign ministers of Russia, China, and Pakistan, their initiative to stop the war against Iran. He said, as long as our goals are not achieved, it's natural that we continue our efforts.
Regardless of what people say about Israel, whether it's good or bad, that's how you're supposed to be in your personal life. As long as my goals are not achieved, of course there will be continued effort. Of course. Okay. It's looking like we're good so far. It's looking like we're good so far. I mean, we'll see what happens here. I'm up to like 10 points right now. Let's see. We'll see if the ES is gonna be nasty here.
Also, Aragchi to Tasnim News says there have been discussions with Pakistan as a mediator regarding their initiative and proposals. Problem is not the lack of a mediator between us and the US, but rather the problematic approach of the Americans. And just reiterates what's already been said before,
Alright,
just
cool.
Political stuff here, that they won't submit to the US's bullying, and they won't respond to threats, pressure, or intimidation.
Man, I don't know, man. I really don't know what the ES is trying to do, or what the Nasdaq is, or what any of these things, these instruments are trying to do right now.
It also says that protecting the people of Iran and preserving Iran's interests in Strait of Hormuz are among our principles, and we are committed to them.
See, everybody is loving those 250K accounts. The Top Step CEO asked if they should add the single stock futures, and everybody was like, yeah, but before you do that, add the 250Ks and make those permanent. People really like those 250K accounts. I mean, I'm training for the Olympics right now. I'm training for that 250K account. You know, honestly, this thing might just shoot up. I mean, that's short. I got this short target right here, but I think it is, I don't know, man. I'll keep it there. But I think I probably might get stopped out on this one because, I mean, I was looking for, okay, so this is what I'll do. If it works, I'll probably only shoot for 10 or 9 points here if it works. If it works. Yeah, and honestly, I just knew that was the trap, Alfred. That's the trap. With those big accounts, you have to trade those big accounts as if they're small accounts. You have to trade them small. Or moderate to small. Moderate to small. Because those big accounts, the trap that the firms want you to fall for is, man, I got this big goal that I have to reach. I don't want to take 10 years to get there. I have 25 minis that I can use. Not saying that you use 25 minis, but they know that if once you get into drawdown, you have 25 mini contracts available to you, it's highly likely you'll use them. They know that. Come on, baby. We're almost there, man. We're almost there. Of course. We're almost there. Yeah. I mean, one thing is true about these firms, about a goal. As humans, we get so anxious like at the finish line. That last $100, that last $1,000 is always that last X amount before goal. That's where a lot of people trip up. It's human nature, man. It's human nature. And these firms know that. The data confirms it. They see so many blown accounts on the last day. They'll see perfect trading up until that last day. And then at that last day is a blown account. They see that shit all the time. Man. All right. So 58, not even 10 points. Oh, it's bouncing at VWAP. I was like, dude, where is it bouncing at? Okay, it bounced at VWAP. All right, so we're seeing a rejection at the orb high though. Yeah, I mean, this confirms it for me. The ES respects the orb more than it respects the initial balance, as crazy as that sounds on the ES. I mean, that works for me because I don't have to wait an hour for clear structure to form. All I have to do is be mindful of where the orb high and low is, and got a break of the orb low. It tried to trade back into it and it breaks back down. It trades to SD1. It looks like it traded to the 50% of SD1 and SD2. You know, I'm starting to see that this is actually a good trade right here. The 50% of SD1 and SD2 has been. I'm gonna start leaving a limit there just in case, like on SD1, SD2, and I guess without knowing it, I did the same thing here. All I did was trade the 50% of that gap, but now I'm seeing that I also traded the 50% of SD, or the orb high in SD1. So, I mean, the 50% of these two measured moves, the 50% of this 15-minute imbalance lined up perfectly. But I wonder, probably set like a limit here too. $465. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, yeah. I'll put a sell limit up there. I'm gonna put a sell limit right there because that lines up with this. It lines up with this right here. So we should see a reaction, or we should see the market probably trade past that. We'll see. This is what I will say. Even though I'm readjusting to just trading the ES, there's just things that I don't have to worry about anymore. All right, so we're at 10 points. We're at 10 points. So I might get aggressive with readjusting my stop. Might get aggressive with this. All right, there we go. There we go. Keep dropping. We're at 10 points, so I'm not gonna let this thing bounce on me. There we go. All right, I'm readjusting my stop. I got profits locked in. There we go. Profit target fill, baby. Let's fucking go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Damn it. Damn it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so my course is going to be $10 million. If you sign up now and join the wait list. I'll give you a $1 million discount. Type in Sherm now and receive a $1 million discount. Sherm now. Yeah, we need it now, Sherm. We need it now. All right. Cool. I'm going to teach you the secrets of trading the ES. But honestly, though, the only thing that makes trading the ES hard is psychology, man. It literally just does the same shit. It really does. I don't know if this is summertime trading, maybe. I don't know. And it'll get wild again. But for the most part, the ES is just very simple. It's the psychology part. It's the, you kind of have to accept certain things with the ES. At least that's my biggest challenge. I can get away with a lot of my BS with the Nasdaq, and I can get a lot of way with my BS with gold, but the ES does take some self accountability. It does. It takes some self accountability, and then that is definitely challenging to do in the moment. It definitely is. Like for me, obviously trailing and taking profits before TP is blasphemy. But man, does the ES punish that shit, man? Man, does she punish that? I mean, shit, it's about like 3 times that so far that the ES misses my target by a point and then drops all the way back down to my break even and even stops me out at times. Could we see a bounce here? I think we, you know what? I think we see a bounce here. If I can get an opportunity to get into this again, if I can get an opportunity, because we are at that trend line right there, why not? I'm gonna put my buy limit order at that trend line, and let's see if we can get this thing to explode higher without having it. Okay, so I'm in. I got back in. Either the market finds support here, or we go back and price retest or below. It's one or the other. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do this. I don't think the market did that just to do that. Or, yeah, I guess it did make technically it did make a measure move. Okay. It stopped me out. I got stopped out there. It better not bounce. Oh, hell no. That shit better not bounce. Damn, that's insane. That's insane. Damn, that shit came back and got me, guys. That shit came back and got me. No, just the algorithms. I mean, retail can buy and sell where they want. But the algorithms will buy at trend lines and old highs and lows. And I know that to be fact because I see it all the time. I know that to be fact. That's why, to me, I feel like the ES is just too easy. It's easy money. Oh shit, you know what? Maybe it does want to come back and retest that low. I mean, I guess if it doesn't, maybe it does want to retest that low. Because we did go above that range. I'm not gonna DC way all the way down. I'm just gonna put my my limit orders in an area where I think we'll probably see a reaction. But I'll get stopped out if I'm wrong. It's not like my stop is like 10 points down. All right, so this will be the last. So if we see a reaction here, if we don't see the reaction where if we don't see a bounce here, and then I'll just reassess. Because I gotta remind myself that ES likes to go for those lows. It likes to retest lows and stuff. Yeah, if it breaks this low, I'll take the loss. I'll just look for another area to get into. Shit. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. It's highly unlikely that the market will go past VWAP here. It's highly unlikely. I mean, you got a trend line break. The market would have to come back and retest that trend line and break back through, which is highly unlikely to do. So, but I just realized that yeah, Gainway, you're probably right. This thing is probably going down. I just realized that it broke the trend line, retested the trend line already. I missed that. So here's to me hoping that the market wants to go back and retest that trend line again. No, gain weight, you're wrong. You're wrong, gain weight. We're supposed to save them. They're not for everybody. They're just exclusively for me. Shit, I'm gonna get stopped out. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, I guess not yet. Come on, ES. Come on, ES. You don't got to be nasty here. You don't got to be nasty. ES is like, I didn't stop Sherm out. ES, please don't do it. Don't do it. 835. Man, I think it's going to try to come for that. All right, man.
According to IRNA News, Omani diplomatic delegation visits Tehran.
I'm
So
probably
the
trying to come for
diplomatic
that.
delegation visits Tehran to discuss mechanisms for the Strait of Hormuz.
I'm thinking that the market may try to tap 435 first. Hopefully it doesn't, man. Hopefully it just retests that trend line like I wanted to. Stop being nasty. Just do it. All right, it just rejected at the orb low just now. It tapped that orb low and just completely rejected. That tells me that there was just super sellers at that level, just waiting for it to come there and sell. But then there's also probably buyers there that were just underwater and they was waiting to sell themselves out of that position. So, damn it. Yeah, it touched that orb low so fast and rejected. So, that's very telling. All right, okay. All right. I mean, I'm not going to let it go. I just want to see what it does at 35. Come on. Come on. Come on, ES. Excuse me. You don't got to be nasty here. You don't have to be nasty.
So from an Axios piece, just talking about Netanyahu's visit ahead of Tuesday, one part of the article says that the fact that Netanyahu is coming to Washington next week could signal that no significant escalation would take place before then.
All right. I just want to see what it does at 35. Then I'm willing to get out. Okay. All right. Fine. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
It also adds that, just as a bit of clarity, a bit of context, in previous rounds of escalation with Iran, both the US and Israel issued statements about high-level visits as part of deception efforts ahead of military strikes against Iran.
I guess that rejection at the orb low should have been. I mean, it was the sign. It was the sign. Hmm, 432.
Conti UK PM's office, Burnham, held talks with business groups.
You did.
We have posted the article on the feed for you. Again, this is just Axios giving a bit more detail ahead of Netanyahu's
431.
visits and giving context as to what's happened before when Netanyahu and Trump have visited.
Of course, man. Of course. The ES just didn't feel right until I was stopped out. It just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right until I was stopped out. It just didn't feel right. It's like, I mean, I gotta go back. I just gotta do this. I gotta stop Sherm out. I just gotta stop him out. I just got to. I just got to. All right, we'll see if the market wants to go back in that range or. All right, so That is the drop. That's a drop. It's gonna put my buy stop above that high, so I can participate if this thing trades above that, because obviously that's where the bears got their stops at, above that high. Oh. $48. I mean, we're at SD1 right now, but honestly, I don't think that the market. Oh, I gotta stop saying that, huh? It's unlikely that it'll. Yeah, can't say those words anymore in a sentence. All right, so I bought into the stops for the stop run back into the range. Okay. Well, I mean, do we go back all the way to orb high though? Do we go back all the way to orb high? That's the question. Hold on.
Google signs EU AI Act Code of Practice on Transparency. Google says EU code is regarding AI generated content transparency.
Okay. All right. So it got to the 10 points kind of like I thought it would. But should I take? I mean, do we really see the market come back to the orb high though? It did reject at that or it did come close to that trend line. Did come close to that trend line right there. Technically, depending on how you draw it, but that's the best way to draw it because this price action came before that price action. But if you readjust it, I mean, it's kind of like that. So we're at that trend line. Probably 47. Probably go for 47 ticks instead of 50. And I'll probably put a Is that magical second computer game weight? All right, man. I'm not playing with this shit, man. E has been being a nasty witch to me all damn day. I'm about to box this in. Yeah, I'm boxing it in. There we go, baby. There we go, baby. There we go. Hey, hold up, man. Y'all can't be telling the secrets. Y'all can't tell the secrets. But boy, my God. But boy, what a stop run. What a stop run. What a stop run. What a stop run. I used the old technique that it's, man, if you do it on the Nasdaq, you have to be right. But you can do certain things on the ES. There's so many tips and tricks with the ES that you can use. Buying into and selling in the stops is as old as time. Caveman used to draw on the walls about buying into the stop rocks. The stop rocks. They've been drawing candles on the damn on the caveman wall. It's like, okay, if I buy into the stop rocks here, you know, we can see new highs. It's as old as time buying and selling into stops on the ES. And boy, was that a beautiful stop run, man. It's a beautiful stop run.
S&P 500 climbing to session high, 0.2%.
But what gave me the confidence to buy into these stops is because I figured that it just made a double top rejection at the orb high. And then it pulled back and it rejected right here. So either the bears were going to be here and the bears were going to be there. Their stops their buy stops were going to be here. And man, was that a stop run. All right, so again, I took the 50% of SD1 and SD2. We'll see what happens. It seems like the ES has been responding beautifully at this level. We'll see if we'll get it to respond here again at the highs. We'll see. I mean, if I'm wrong, I only lose $150. So honestly, I'm really enjoying trading this way with the ES. I can make so much money and only lose. I can make $420 if it hits my TP. If I get stopped out, I'm wrong. It's a 4-point stop, so I'm super wrong. And I only lose $150. And I can just get that money back with the next trade. I think I found my sweet spot with the ES, with the sizing and the accounts. Like, I'm still debating. Tradeify said that my account is about to rebuild, and man, I'm so tempted to cancel it. I don't want to make $9,000. I don't want to make 9K. I really don't. I can't justify that anymore. Damn. To think, I should have just stayed in my. I should have just stayed in my.
Just keep an eye on the S&P 500 in this choppy trading. As said, already rising by about 0.2% to a session high. So it's in continued move towards the upside. Get no other headlines back on the move. A lot of choppiness going on.
Yeah, it is bullish, man. It does look bullish. It does look bullish. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And I think what I'm gonna do is I think, oh yeah, okay, I can say that. I think. I can't say I don't, but I think I mean, I really don't need it to yeah, I mean, I really don't need that. I mean, 47 ticks is good enough. I mean, anything, I mean, missing the target for a couple extra dollars isn't worth it. Actually, let me just look at this, because it's not like it's the Nasdaq, and I have to always remind myself that the ES is not the Nasdaq. So, actually, all right, let me just ask this thing. So if I go for 47 ticks versus the 54 ticks, I'm giving up $61. Is $61 worth missing the entire move? No. But what I can do though is probably I'll keep it at 54 ticks. But after price gets past a certain point, probably at 45 ticks, or once it reaches 47 ticks, I'm going to have it, the stop push up, and have it trail and try to juice as much profits out of that as possible. I think that's how I'm going to play that. Or, yeah, I think that's how I should play it. Because, I mean, 66, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, $60 isn't a lot, but it does add up. It does add up. So, I'll have this figured out by next week. But on Top Step X, they don't have a trailing stop, so I think what I'll do is just I think I'll just shoot for like 11 or 12 points or something like that. 11 or 12, probably like 11 points, maybe 10. Maybe just 10 points, just keep it simple at 10 points. Hold on, what am I pausing at? You think we're going to chop and then pump? Well, I do agree. I think we pull back for sure. We broke out of structure. I mean, I'm confident that the ES will pull back to probably that trend line, maybe a false break underneath that trend line, maybe, or because that is too steep for it to bounce at that. That's too steep. I mean, I guess it can do whatever it wants, I guess, but that trend line right there, we did see the market break back above the trend line. I mean, I guess it could just do that, you know, I guess. All right, so you're almost at TP. Oh, did you get that $150 that you needed for your account? Oh, please tell me that you didn't get caught up in none of this BS. $440. All right, so we are seeing that break of that trend line, but things that I'm going to be concerned about, right now is the 21 EMA, and then we got all these bullish imbalances. So, yeah, you almost passed the account? Great. And let's see. We do have the orb high right here, so I have to also be mindful of that. My target is in here. I mean, if I were to take points at profits at the orb high, that would be 10 points for me. It would be like what, a 14-point drop from the highs. So from top to bottom, it just made a 10-point move. I could be in trouble here. I also got to make sure that I'm mindful about how much the market moves, because it bounced instantly at 10 points. I could have just took some profits right there and just re-entered, honestly, but you say you're trying to get 10 funded? Come on, break that shit. Break it. Break it. Break it. Break it. Break it. Right now, the market is just being held up by the 21 EMA on my chart. Yeah, break that shit. No one cares about that. Break it. No one cares about that trend line. Break that shit. All right. So yeah, this is the trend line I'm talking about right here. Hopefully we can just break through that. But like I said, I gotta watch out for how the market reacts at that orb high. I gotta pay attention to that. I'm gonna grab my stop. I'm gonna get in the trail this because, like I said, they could just bounce this damn thing like they're doing now. Come on, baby, break that. Okay, I might have to close this out. You said that ES almost at pre-market high. That's your TP. Where is pre-market high at? Oh, okay, right there. All right. Yeah, that's pre-market high. I mean, all right. So it's bouncing at. Damn it! I should have. All right, man. If it gives me an opportunity to kind of get out at shit, I don't think it's gonna. Damn it! 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 No! No! No!
According to sources cited here, that Pakistan and Iran explore paths toward new talks with the US.
Congratulations,
China-initiated push. According to sources, Pakistan and Iran explore path towards new talks with the US in a China-initiated push.
Oh my God! Congratulations, bro.
Further detail from this, in Pakistan,
we both could have won in that situation, but
US-Iran talks over ending a 5-month war, according to 3 Pakistani sources. Further from this, exploratory discussions took place during a visit by Iran's Interior Minister E-mini to Islamabad this week, his second within the last 10 days, according to sources.
That was my fault, man. This really goes to show, this is what makes trading hard. This is what makes trading hard. I am projecting the Nasdaq on ES so bad, and she's just consistently telling me that I'm not the NQ.
So we had news from TASS News earlier on at Iran's Foreign Minister Iraq. She said that Iran is discussing Pakistan's initiatives, proposals as a mediator, and he did say that the problem is not a lack of mediator, but a US approach.
I'm consistently trading the ES as if she's the NQ.
There's nothing from the Iranian Telegram Newswise here that we can see in response to this headline that's just come out.
Consistently, man. All right. Well, let's see if it breaks back into this range, I'm gonna take the short. I'm gonna take the short. Okay, I'm taking the short. Breaks back into the range. Yeah. Default SHRM settings. I mean, it works. It's just that sometimes I hold on to the position for too long. I hold on to the position. The reason why I trade like pivot points, I prefer to trade the pivots because I prefer to trade the pullbacks. Oh shit. I prefer to trade pullbacks.
In regards to earlier headlines about the US tech companies in an open letter saying that relying on only closed AI models is not inherently safe, and the US faces choice on open weights with AI. You had Jensen Huang joining that, and now Elon Musk from Tesla.
Okay, alrighty, yes, all right, okay, all right. Come on, baby, let me get into this long. I'm willing to get in. Oh, come on, baby, come on, baby, please, let me in this. Oh shit.
Further move towards the upside on the S&P 500 off of the back
wow.
of the Iran sources headline there. And also further slide down on the Dixie and further move towards the downside on WTI.
I didn't mean to get into this short, but I'll take it. Wow. I meant
Trump on Truth Social says China's President Xi at a recent meeting in Beijing told me that he would not under any circumstances give or sell weapons to Iran. That statement included Chinese companies.
he said that
Trump Truth Social says Chinese President Xi told me that he would not under any circumstances give or sell weapons to Iran. Seeing further movement towards the upside on the S&P 500 here off the back of those Truth Social comments there. Also, Trump says that
I gotta pay attention because the market is it is trading above that high though. We are well above that high, so I gotta be mindful of that. We're well above that high. I don't know where the market really wants to go here. I think I'm about to become liquidity right now.
Trump also says that two nations people speak of on Iran are not participating.
I think I'm about to become liquidity. I think anybody that's long above these highs is about to become liquidity. It just ran past those highs and it rejected.
So Trump, in his Truth Social post, just near towards the end of it, says that therefore two major nations that people speak often in terms of Iran are, in my opinion, not participating. If they did, it would be very bad for them. Certainly not in their best interest.
Okay. I'm gonna try a short. I mean, come on, ES. Come on, you don't have to be like this. I know I'm just gonna put this up here. Because this thing is gonna probably stop me out more than I'd like to. So yeah, we just ran past those highs and we saw the rejection. That's clearly bearish. They clearly took sell side liquidity.
Treasury yields extending decline, falling 3 to 5 basis points on the day, post the Trump Truth Social, and the headline sources says that Pakistan and Iran explore path towards new talks with the US in a China-initiated push.
You know what I'm starting to see a pattern of? Trump likes to to start tweeting on the weekends around 11 o'clock, around lunchtime. It's like every Friday we're getting a Trump tweet. This could be a big drop, guys, because it ran liquidity above that high. And we saw the rejection. That's super bearish. That's not ever bullish. Could see a big rejection. We ran liquidity above that high and rejected.
At 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, ECB's Lane speaks at McGill Summer School 2026 in Donegal.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Pull back all the way to the break even is undefeated, but I guess I don't have the best entry. Don't have the best entry.
According to the FT, Nvidia and Palantir urge the US not to ban open AI models after China scare. So leading tech groups including Nvidia, Palantir, Microsoft and Meta have urged the US not to restrict open-weight AI models as the US threatens to target Chinese labs over fear of intellectual property theft.
Okay. You know what? Honestly, when I hear headlines about the United States trying to ban something from China, how do you ban something from the literal factory of the world? China is so efficient. How the fuck do you ban anything from them? They got it already. What are you talking about banning them? Like chips or AI tech. I mean, they already got that shit. You can, I mean, shit. That's why they ban their exports, their imports, because if they start importing their electric vehicles here in the United States, it would kill Tesla. Or it would make Tesla, it would force Tesla to improve their vehicles. So I don't know. I don't understand what these headlines even mean sometimes. China is so efficient. All right, we'll see what happens here. I mean, we're kind of pulling back to that high. If I got in at that high, I would have got a profit target at those lows, but I guess I should have been more aggressive with getting out of it at the low. Should have been more aggressive. Got like 7 more minutes. You said my stop is your TP? Hold on, my stop's all the way up here. I was like, I mean, if you go for my stop, you'll find out, Alfred. You'll find out. Shit, that's my limit in order. So I got into this a little bit late. Now, if it pops up, then I'll stop myself out completely out of this. But if it stops out too much, or if it pops up too much, then I'm gonna stop myself out. I got like 5 more minutes. Of course. Mm, 89. Of course, man. This shit always, like, the math always does that. It always tend to do that. Okay. All right, we'll see. All right, get my stops all together. We'll see what happens here. I'm looking for a rejection at that high. That book is like super bullish right now. You say you didn't want to spend any more money on evals? Okay. I think what I'm gonna do here is oh shit, give me a second. All right, let's see if it pops up above this high and hurts my feelings. All right, well, okay. Well, mistakes were made for sure. I should have got out at that low. But it's just my stubbornness that just won't let me just get out at these levels. My stubbornness won't let me get out. Okay. And this is the high that I was talking about.
Surely expected here from ECB's lane.
It rejected at that high right there. It came back down. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if that's it right there. I guess if it kind of bounces So I guess what I'll have to do here, we do have the 21 EMA coming up. Could bounce there, but that's a double top rejection right there. So we'll see. I guess we'll see. Yeah, the trend is your friend. Yeah, it is, but you know. I try to find the end of it. I try to trade at the end of the trend. Try to find the end of the trend, especially if I'm not in it. I guess I'm the trend's biggest hater. Like, I'm not in this. That is a deep folk Sherm setting, as Alfred puts it. I do find myself just, okay, yeah, this looks like a good spot. Let's try it here. Against the trend. It's like I said, it's so hard to get into the trend sometimes. Because it'll push higher, but then it will retrace and stop you out. And then have the audacity to continue to go in the direction. As you try to get into it long, you have to have a big stop. So I just find it easier to just look for areas where, okay, this is probably where the market is going. So let me just trade here. But then sometimes the market just keeps on going then. All right, so we kind of did bounce there. All right, man. I'll watch this for like 2 more minutes. I'll just leave my stop there. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'll leave my stop there. I'm going to trust the ES on this. I guess if it gives me break even, I should probably take it to protect the account. I should do that, but I probably won't. Like, it's giving me break even or as close to it. I mean, if I were to close the position now, you know, this would just be a normal loss. I have to get over this stubbornness. I have to get over it. Like, I'm just so set on this stubbornness. Is like, nah, I want it to hit my target, damn it. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm out of time for this week. Y'all guys see where my entry is. You'll see where my stop is. If it hits my stop, that's like a $900 loss, which would suck. But I mean, at this point, that's where my stop's gonna stay. But all right, guys. I do appreciate everybody that joined me this week. We'll definitely come back on Sunday night, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody, and keep on chapping.